going, Dane?
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. First, thank you for joining us in our first episode of our Millikin Minute podcast.
Sure.
First question out of the gate, President Reynolds, is you're from Decatur. How does it feel to be back in your hometown serving in this role as president of Millikin University?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's really a privilege for me to be back, and it's an honor to be a part of Millikin University. This is a place that I've admired since I was a kid. Being able to finish my professional career in my hometown at a university that's as good as Millikin, it just really, it's almost a dream come true.
What are some of your priorities in your first year as president at Millikin?
The three things that I know that I'm going to be working the most on this year, setting aside all the worldwide pandemic for right now. The first would be developing a process so that we can gather together as a community and start to work on a new strategic plan. The second is to realign our budgetary resources in the places where they would do the most good. All that simply means is just taking a good look at what we do, determining, I think, from a standpoint of mission and values, the things that we do to make certain that they are absolutely central to our mission, and then to make some decisions going forward about how we allocate resources. And then the third thing is to reconnect alumni to the university. I think our advancement folks have done a really very good job. We don't have enough of them. And it's really, I think, my responsibility, along with my wife's too, to go out and to spend time with alumni and friends of the university, make certain that they understand that they are still welcomed here and that the foundational elements that they remember from their Millikin experience still are in existence here today.
We're obviously in the middle of a unprecedented time period with COVID-19, and it's obviously schools across the country, in addition to Millikin, they're offering different modes of classes, in-person, hybrid, remote learning, obviously. And so how do you think Millikin has so far adjusted to these changes?
First, I arrived on July the 1st, and so a lot of the planning was already in place or continuing to be developed as I arrived. I was very impressed with the work that people had done up to the point when I had arrived. I think we have a really good plan in place, and we're executing that plan. We have a large majority of our classes that are being offered either in the face-to-face or hybrid model. I think around 80 or 85% of our classes fit into those two modalities. I know how important this experience is for students, and being on campus is really an important part of that. So I think we've done a really terrific job. Now it's up to all of us. It's not difficult to figure out the things that we can do that will help us to stay open for the rest of the semester. Wear a mask, wash your hands, keep good social distance. Those are the things that we just have to do in order to stay together for the remainder of the semester.
I'd love to ask you some questions regarding, Jim Reynolds outside the office, outside campus. What do you do with your free time? Do you have any passions, things like that?
I cook. That's a passion of mine. A couple of reasons. One, my mom taught my brother and I to cook when we were kids.
Okay.
And it was an expectation that we would develop better skills at that as we grew up. My wife, Sue, has some food allergies, and so it's easy for me to create meals that I know that Sue can eat. We don't have to worry about cross-contamination. I found some really good recipes for gluten-free pastas that I've tried with some success.
Okay.
I've learned how to bake gluten-free bread, which is not as easy as it sounds. We also have two wonderful dogs that we spend a lot of time walking. They're Keys sounds, spelled Keeshund. Keeshund is probably the more appropriate pronunciation. They're dogs that originated in the Netherlands.
Okay.
We've had Key sounds for, since Sue and I were married.
Gotcha. And this might be kind of a loaded question, but what's the best part about being the president of the university?
It is a loaded question, but I'll tell you the best part. It's the university and what we do. And so having students join us on campus, go through a 2, 3, 4-year experience, and then graduating and going out into the world and doing exceptional things. That's the best part of being a president. There's nothing better, at least for me, than knowing that in some small way I was able to add some value to what they gained here.
If you could say one thing to our students, to the students at Millikin University, what would it be?
What I would say is don't ever give up. This is a time in your life where you have the opportunity to change what it looks like going forward for you. And too often I find that students tend to see things too negatively. We all have periods in our lives where things aren't going as well as we would like, but it's the people that persevere that I think find real success and real joy in the life that we live. And so I would just tell them, don't ever give up. This is a place where people are absolutely devoted to your success. And if you need help, all you have to do is ask, and we will do whatever we can to help you. So don't give up. This is too good of a place to be and too great of an opportunity to squander it.
Yeah, I wanted to thank you for joining us on our first episode for this podcast, and I hope that we can do more episodes down the road to talk more.
Thank you. I really appreciate being a part of this today.